Oh, the crowd knows who this is. Wow. So this is Bari Weiss. And she went on the Joe Rogan show. And Joe Rogan dismantled her. All he had to do was just ask obvious questions, and she melted down, right? So here's how they're talking about. First, we'll start. Bari Weiss. She's a New York Times columnist, in case you don't know. Okay? And so here we go.
Trump's whole thing was, screw the center. I just need to make my base go ape shit crazy for me.
So now she's going to tell you why we can't have a progressive as the Democratic nominee. And it's because of the Trump one, and here she's going to tell you.
They're still apeshit crazy, and no matter what he does...
I know, and I'm worried that the Democrats are going to try and replicate that strategy and be like, we just need to make our base go apeshit crazy.
Yeah, why would you want to replicate a strategy that won? I'm afraid that they're going to do that, and then we'll win. And what the hell then? I don't know. And we'll have a goddamn progressive as our fucking president, and then everything's going to go to shit.
And apparently the term apeshit crazy means what? Enthusiastic?
Yeah, apparently.
About the candidate?
Yeah.
We can't have that.
Can't have that.
Rather than running someone that can win the center.
Shut the fuck up. Incremental centrism makes me
She wants somebody to win the center. Boy, because she thinks a centrist is going to beat Trump and a far left person wasn't. Boy, if only we could run an experiment with a centrist running against Donald Trump. Only.
Where would we find such a person?
You got to get a centrist to get most of the votes, and you can repeat that in Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, and Michigan.
Well, then let me ask you this. How do you propose we keep the status quo?
Good question. So it gets worse. It gets worse from here. By the way, this is Bari. I think this is her MSNBC audition tape. By the way.
Yes.
Okay, ready?
So who's in right now? So we have Kamala, Kirsten
Tulsi
Gillibrand. Oh, monstrous. Ideas.
So they let's start it again because
So who's in?
So they start to talk about who's running for president on the left, and Joe Rogan, who's had Tulsi Gabbard on the show, so he knows what she's about. He knows that all those things that we all know, and so watch how he reacts.
Right now, so we have Kamala, Kirsten
Tulsi
Gillibrand. Oh, monstrous.
Monstrous?
Ideas.
Well, when she was 22, she had...
No, she's an Assad toady.
What does that mean?
Okay, I don't know if you heard, Joe goes, what does that mean? And she says...
What's a toady?
I think that I used that word correctly, Gene.
Don't know.
When you don't... That's what's called a received opinion. Right? So that's not her own opinion. She's heard other people in her neoliberal bubble say that stuff, so she just repeats it. She doesn't even know what the insult means. She writes for the New York Times. Fucking of course she does. Of course she writes for the New York Times. Okay.
I'm Bari Weiss. I've got strong opinions. Wait, will you look that up? Just take a sec.
She literally tells so much.
Can you check what toady means?
Like towing the line? Is that what it means?
No, I think it's like a...
It's right
Like an angry toad of some sort.
It's like a CIA talking point. I think it's a CIA talking point.
Jamie, is there a word describing somebody who has no point of view of their own, or someone just regurgitates views they read on Twitter? You have that? Is there a picture of me next to that? This gets worse. This doesn't get better, by the way. It's going to get worse. Watch.
ADIE.
What does that mean?
I think it means what I think it means.
3 times he asked her, what does it mean? And she's scratching her head. She's chewing her pen.
Definition of toadies.
So they bring it up.
A person who
sycophant,
flatters or defers to others for self-serving reasons.
A sycophant.
Yeah.
So she's an Assad sycophant. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's
Say proven. Say proven.
no about her.
Like, what did she say that
We have to look.
qualifies her?
I don't remember the details. I've read.
She's atrocious, a monstrous fuse. What are they? I don't know. I bet they're pretty bad, though, right? No. Right, Joe? Don't you know them? Can you look them up? They're horrible, I bet. Somebody look them up. What the fuck's going on?
Wait a minute. Everybody at the New York Times always agrees with me. Huh?
Say that before we say that about her. We should probably read it, rather.
Well, I have read it.
So Joe Rogan, comedian, Fear Factor host Joe Rogan, who announces guys fighting in cages, is now schooling the New York Times journalists. That's how shitty they are. That's how easy it is. All my friends ask me, Jimmy, what do you do with the news? It's easy. This is what I'm up against. It's easy. Easy. So Joe Rogan just asking her, well, maybe we should know what we're saying before we say those things. I'm not a journalist, and I just spoke pot, and I'm pretty sure I'm better than you. Oh. It gets worse. You think it gets? It's not over. It gets worse.
No, I mean, we should right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Just so we know what she said.
Look up
I've had her
Tulsi
on
Gabbard.
Here before,
Look
and
up
I really enjoyed talking to her. I like her a lot.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I like talking to her.
Okay,
I like
okay.
talking to her. I don't know about...
I think she's like the motherlode of bad ideas. I'm pretty positive about that.
You're
especially
positive that
on
she's the
side.
motherlode of bad ideas. Do you understand how words work?
I'm pretty positive.
The mother
Pretty
load.
positive.
I can't even name one of the loads in the mother load.
Google Tulsi Gabbard mother load. Tulsi Gabbard mother load.
Let me Google it. Right now, I think she's taking a load in her pants because she didn't expect pushback from Joe Rogan. Nobody ever pushes back at the New York Times. Everybody just lets me call Tulsi Gabbard a Tony, and everyone pats me on the head and says, "Nice work."
But maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe
you're wrong about the motherload of bad opinions you just said.
Maybe I'm wrong about the motherload. The fucking mother.
How do you say that? How do you say that so convincingly? Everyone in here is a fucking Russian apologist. I think. I'm not sure. I'm gonna maybe.
Could you look that up?
Could you look up? Could you look up what you are? I just said something emphatically.
I saw 10,000 guys shooting guns the other day. Oh, I don't know if I did. Maybe I didn't.
They might have been water balloons. No, is it anyway? But you know what I mean. Basically, it's the same thing.
We don't like Tulsi, right?
I work for the New York Times. We've been endorsing coups since 1954.
We were on the Mossadegh. We were on that, New York Times. We were for overthrowing him. Thank you very much. We were on upsetting the Middle East before people even knew there was a Middle East. So here, it gets worse. You think I'm kidding? There's more to this. Watch this.
Well, my take on her was that I think as a person who's coming from the left, who's also a veteran, and is very articulate and sensible and a woman, and in talking to her, we didn't get into Assad or any of those things, but talking to her about what she feels is wrong with the current administration and the way things are running and a direction she thinks things could go in. She had some very promising ideas. I didn't know about this.
But did she ever apologize for believing in conversion therapy?
Oh, so we just moved off your mother load where we left Assad and your mother load and boom, oh my God, do you ever get whiplash when you switch fucking topics that fast? I thought we were talking about the Assad motherload. What happened to that? That's all gone. Now, did she ever apologize for this horrible thing that she fucking apologized for 1,000,000 times? That she did when she was a goddamn teenager? You mean that? Yeah. Yes, she did. Yeah, she did.
And her voting record that now has a 100% approval rating from Human Rights Watch? That thing? You
mean the biggest LGBT organization in the world?
Oh,
you mean that?
That one?
Monstrous.
So here we go.
For
I didn't even know she believed in conversion therapy.
Am I crazy?
Yes.
No, stupid. There's a difference.
No, you're stupid on purpose. And if you were crazy, you wouldn't be worried right now that Joe Rogan is exposing your bullshit. There's a crazy person doesn't know they're crazy. See, you know you're full of shit. That's why you keep using bullshit terms like, I don't know, maybe, am I wrong about that? Could I be wrong about that? Maybe, I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. Here we go.
I'm almost positive this is real. I think her father ran...
Oh my God! It hangs in the cafeteria at the New York Times. They just tell us to say "Toady an apologist" and that just to say this. We didn't.
I think the sign in the cafeteria of the New York Times says, "I'm almost positive this is real."
And they all tap it like before they go right, like the Notre Dame locker room. I'm almost positive this is real. And their editor gets them all in the room at the beginning of the news day. Guys, let's try to kind of maybe get it right if you can, or don't worry about it.
Like
when you
a
say
center
conversion therapy, you're
for
talking about gay people.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that. I never heard that. I
I'm-
did hear something about when she was very young. She was like
I'm looking this up.
22. She had said something about gay marriage and civil unions that she apologized for.
Is
Said that she
is she promoting her book? I'm pretty sure.
And the subtitle is words I've heard. Yeah.
It doesn't get better. Here we go.
Assad in Syria without informing top Democrats.
telling-
Okay, so now the guy who works with Joe Rogan brought up her thing about Syria, and here we go.
She's
She said she went on a fact-finding mission in support of peace for Syrian people, but characterized U.S.-backed rebels as terrorists.
You know why? Because they're fucking terrorists. And we've been arming and funding al-Nusra, Al-Qaeda, and ISIS in Syria. The goddamn CIA admits it in her own fucking paper, but it's on page 68, okay? Yeah, so she doesn't know this. She doesn't know. Bari Weiss has not been told this, right?
You know what, Jimmy? I just want to say that if anybody wants to smear me, go right ahead as long as my photo looks this great.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Why can't gals smile more?
Jesus Christ.
I mean, don't you think most of the world's problems come down to gals just frowning too much? There was a time when we'd come home and you'd greet us with a smile, and we'd forget about the coup that we just organized. Now you got the whole Me Too and all that BS. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, my dad used to tell me there's two things gals can never keep low enough. Their weight and their voices.
That is so horrible.
That's the motherload of horrible things, I think, but I'm not. If you could look up what
Am I
motherload and
crazy?
horrible means.
Am I crazy? All right, here we go.
yeah, she's. I mean,
She, She, what was, yes, she said something sensible. So she doesn't know what to do, so now she's going to switch the conversation back again. Watch this.
I can keep looking, but I
I'm telling
don't have enough
you.
time to research everything
Yeah.
all at the
Yeah.
same time.
I'm
I
tell-
can come back on when I
Okay,
know
but
more.
let's.
I can come back on when I research my smears of a veteran.
New title of her book is Read the Next Book. It'll have information in it.
I'll read my next book when I come back. Listen, I told you it didn't get better.
This another time.
Okay.
But who do you think stands out for you as someone that would make a good president?
Yeah, she once touted working for an anti-gay group that backed conversion therapy. Anyway.
She once touted working for an anti.
Anyway, and I got it. I just found something randomly written on the internet, and I didn't tell you who it's from, and I'm just reading it off my phone. Thank you. You're welcome.
But she initially said she never apologized, which Tulsi Gabbard's apologized endlessly.
Endlessly for that. She was a kid. She was indoctrinated religiously. I was indoctrinated religiously. So I have a little sympathy and empathy for people who are also indoctrinated in religion. You know, when I was a Catholic schoolboy, I was against abortion. I didn't know better. And so And that's what Tulsi Gabbard went through. And now she's a grown-up person who has a perfect rating from every LGBT organization as far as she's been voting for the last 6 years. And so that's why these are smears. So it's not that you can't criticize Tulsi Gabbard. Everybody can be criticized. Bernie can be criticized. She can be criticized. Even me. And so here we go. Let's watch the rest of this. Watch this.
Worked for an anti-gay group.
She worked for them like she had a job there? I'm worried as a person who's been called alt-right adjacent.
Joe Rogan is dismantling her. Fucking dismantling her in the most polite way I've ever seen someone dismantle someone.
It's so beautiful. Well, here's the thing. If he were to be argumentative in the slightest, she'd be like, Joe Rogan sexist, he attacked me, he threw his dick in my face and made me say mother load,
I don't know if there's a word for that gal, but does the word smugnerant exist?
Smugnerant. From the Republican congressman, even. Smugnerant.
It was his last campaign slogan, wasn't it?
So there's a little bit more left to this. Let's see it.
I'm just looking
I'm
it
worried
up.
about labels. No,
I'm just looking it up. I don't know why smear.
But you know what I mean?
Rep. Tulsi Gabbard in the early 2000s touted working for her father's anti-gay organization, which mobilized to pass a measure against same-sex marriage in Hawaii and promoted controversial conversion therapy.
Ooh.
Yeah. FYI.
Yeah, I'm right, huh? FYI. Just so you know, Joe, so you don't go spouting off bullshit, Joe, I'm here to inform you. She's the informer.
Keep in mind, she has moved the goalpost now because initially it was about Assad. She abandoned that, moved over to conversion therapy, eventually looked up something that she could say.
Hey, I found this thing online that says the earth is flat, so that totally means it's right.
No, yeah, and I think Tulsi Gabbard did work for her father, and her father did believe that shit, and she has apologized for it.
Yeah.
I just know when she goes back to the New York Times, she's going to say, and then I was telling Joe, FYI.
Yes, she puts her phone away like it's a gun. You see it?
Oh, it's like she's doing a mic drop.
Yes.
What is conversion therapy?
Well,
what is conversion therapy? It's
Yeah.
when they try to convert someone who's homosexual into being a heterosexual, and they do a bunch of weird shit to them and make them feel bad about themselves.
Oh, summer camp.
It's what they did to Mike Pence when he was about 23 years old.
Yeah. I've been there.
This show is more fun than I expected. I think the crowd feels the same way. Do you guys feel it the same way? You having a good time? We're announcing our live dates for 2019. We're going to Chicago and Portland, Seattle, New York, all over the country. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all our tickets to all our shows. It'll be right underneath there, too. Please become a patron if you like our content and help support the show. You can become a patron for $5 a month, and we give you hours of bonus material. And make sure you're subscribed. They unsubscribe people every day. I'm not kidding. Make sure you're subscribed and click that bell so they give you a notice when we drop a video. It's the only thing we can do to fight back against the bastards. Thanks for your support.